Hey everyone, I'm Annie Hedgepeth, and I got to set up why I'm doing this reaction video real quick. So I'm with PeopleWork, and PeopleWork is a mom and pop boutique software company building a platform to help you get intentional about the closest 10 to 30 professional relationships that you have. And I'm not telling you that as a pitch, just telling you that for the reason why I'm doing this video. So my husband and partner, Michael, sent me this video and he was like, you totally need to do a reaction video to this, but don't watch it first. And I was like, okay, well, what's it about? And all he said that it was about this guy who is in his early career and had a hard time in this job market, which immediately I understood why he wanted me to watch it, because we're doing this startup program right now through CU Venture Partners, where we're validating the college student market for this very reason. I just think that they're going to have a really hard time finding a job when they graduate because everything is very disrupted right now. And so we've been inundating ourselves with this topic. And so he wanted me to do a reaction video to it. College students today are really just at the epicenter of change, and things are very different for them right now. So, okay, I'll quit talking and let's get to this video.
This is going to be me as a computer science new grad. I graduated in August of 2025, and this is going to be me just talking about my experience as somebody who probably is considered to be cooked. Now, why am I cooked? Apparently because I, don't have any internships. I never did any internships while I was going to school. I'm walking out of college with just
Internships are unfortunately a really big deal. We've talked to so many career counselors and professors, and the number one thing that they say that makes the biggest difference with your chances of getting a job right out of college is that internship. So yeah, okay.
my degree to my name, pretty much. And yes, I do have, a lot of, projects that I was doing, I have a few that I've done on my own, but mostly they were school projects. And the reason for this is, I just kind of came into computer science as a freshman, and I chose that because I liked it and I thought it was very interesting.
And doing projects on your own is fantastic. But if nobody knows about it, then you kind of have to market yourself. If you don't have that internship and you don't have that really good network and nobody knows what you're doing, you really have to work on marketing yourself.
I had built my PC that I used to stream with in high school, and ever since then I had become pretty interested in computers and learning how they work. So I went to school for that, just because I felt like, this is going to be cool. This is going to be something I'm going to be really interested in, and I was willing to bet that is going to be a pretty reliable, way of getting a job soon after college, maybe.
And of course he thought that. Like that's the way it used to work. You majored in something that you were passionate about and you were good at it. And during your interview, the interviewer figured out that you were good at it, and that was enough.
Not directly out of school. I don't really think I had thought that I was just going to be easy, to make it out, and then instantly get a job. But I was wrong. I was really wrong, especially due to the fact that I, once again, don't have any prior experience. I have been out of school for about 2 months now. And basically, I've just been going on LinkedIn and all the job sites, just trying to find anything, applying to a lot of things. And now I'm trying to get internships, right? Except the only problem is they are really only accepting people that are still going to school, at least most of the ones that I'm seeing on LinkedIn. And again, this is going to be, kind of a limited perspective here because I don't know exactly what I'm doing. And that is the whole point of this. I never had anybody in my family that had done any type of computer science or IT or technology field. My dad and his family really only started getting money like once they were in their 30s, and they went into the investment side of the business and everything that has to do with that. So I didn't really know what I was supposed to be doing. All I knew how to do was go to class and try to do my best in school,
Be a
and I
good
did.
student. Yep.
But now what? Now what am I supposed to do? You know, I'm
Right. This was something that we talked about so much with these career counselors. They were so frustrated because I say career counselors, it's the people that are in the career services department of universities. And they're so frustrated because they're like, we've got all this great information for students, but they have to come to us. And there's only like, I don't know, 5 of them for like 30,000 people or something. So, I mean, there's probably more than that, but the ratio is really bad. And if every student went to them, they would be stretched so thin that it wouldn't be effective. And so they try to make all of these programs so that the students understand how to network and they understand how to get that internship and how to market themselves and all this stuff. They've got great information. They just are such a small, they have too big of a job, basically. And it's apparent with this student right here because he didn't even know how to use them or how to leverage all of that stuff. And he just thought that being good at his craft was going to get him the job, which I wish it did.
in, you know, a absolutely horrible job market, especially for new grads, especially for computer science new grads.
It is.
It every day feels like to me
I'm going to link these 2 large-scale studies that I just read in the comments below, but they are saying that they've proven through things like LinkedIn data and I want to say Workday data that junior hiring is down like 9% and senior level hiring just remains the same. But yeah, it's very competitive and the mid-tier schools are hit the hardest.
that I asked myself, what was it all for? And at the same time, I could list several reasons. I love going to school for computer science. I loved grinding and really working hard to get good grades and learning about, you know, different types of programming languages and computer architecture and data structures and everything like that. I always thought that was super interesting. But I never knew the way to go while I was going to school. And really, that absolutely screwed me over. It was horrible. It was an absolutely terrible decision, or I should say non-decision, because I didn't go look for internships. But at the same time, I'm sitting here like, I don't really know, you know, what else I was going to do, right? It's not like, I knew in my mind the whole time, right? As soon as I get out of school, I'm going to be completely cooked. I had figured at least that, you know, after doing maybe some personal projects and stuff on the side, you know, that, you know, people would be hiring, you know, and I would at least have a chance, right? To me, right now, it feels like I have absolutely no chance of succeeding.
It's always a chance. Don't lose hope. I feel so bad for him because yes, I'm a mom to kids his age. And yes, there was probably a lot of opportunities to go and do something. But when you're that age, I know you're not thinking that. You're thinking, surely there's going to be another opportunity. It's fine. I'm not going to like be a go hard and whatever. I'm making great grades. I'm doing these projects. I'm learning. I have the skills. I know the stuff to do well. But in this market, it takes that extra grit to really set yourself apart. And I know everybody hates this, but you really do have to market yourself for this. And don't think of it in terms of like gross marketing, but think of it in terms of these people don't know what I have to offer. They don't know me from Adam, you know? How are they supposed to know what I bring to the table? I need to be able to tell them. So how are you going to tell them?
In this industry. And that's not necessarily me trying to be all doomer and like the devs are cooked, entirety of computer science is cooked. I am cooked. Me. That's what this video is about. This video isn't about, you know, how bad the job market is for everybody else. To be honest, I feel like most people are going to be doing better than I am. This is because, like I said,
A lot of people are doing
most
poorly,
people
don't worry.
knew to get internships and everything. I'm sure they had some outside guidance and, ability
It's
to
hard not
go and
having
get some of these things.
family that's in the same sphere.
I just didn't know. All I knew what to do was go to school. That's what I was good at. And so I did,
I would like to say also that for a really good student like that, I would question his university and just say, how did you let a bright kid like that slip through the cracks when it came to ensuring their placement after graduation? Like, come on. Surely you could have embedded career services counselors into classes to tell them, hey, are you doing X, Y, and Z to find a job? It's really tough out there. Make sure you're doing this. Like, it's not all his fault.
my school had job fairs and everything.
Okay.
And I went to those, just to try to get, a lay of the land. And I ended up getting like one interview, but I was so ridiculously unprepared. But I also think that was my first interview ever for
You're going to be
any
unprepared for that.
computer science related job.
Interviews are a skill. You have to practice them. You have to do as many as you can. So try to get way more interviews than you need so that you can practice being good at it. Like I said, marketing yourself. You need to be able to articulate what you have to offer and what you bring to the table.
At least, I've worked like 3 or 4 other jobs, just for the sake of getting money. But this is different. This is, something that could be my life and secure my future and make it so I can eat at the end of the day. Because right now, I don't have any money.
Oh, buddy, it's okay. Like, it's not all or nothing. It's a bump in the road.
And that's not like a thing where I'm worried about, going homeless. I'm thankfully my parents are letting me live with them while I'm trying to find anything.
You're not the only one.
The way it's looking now, I'm probably going to have to go and get a job somewhere else. So, one of the other jobs that I used to work, maybe I'll just go back there just to get some money because to me, it just seems completely fucked, like in my situation, because I can sit here and work on projects and everything, but I have no fucking experience. I don't have shit. These companies will not look at me. At least that's what I think, right? These companies will not look at me the moment they check.
You're not wrong. But at the same time, try to meet some people. If you need to do free work in order to get something on your resume, at least you do have the safety blanket of your parents and you can live with them for a while so that you can afford to do a little bit of free work on the side. Find an entrepreneur, find a startup community in your town. Those people will really benefit from some free help. And then you've got something on your resume. So maybe that's an option.
My LinkedIn profile and notice I have no CS experience. Now, let's go back to the whole.
I'll throw this in too. We were at a EMBA class this morning doing some guest judging for these presentations. And a lot of these people have amazing ideas, but they don't have any technical people on their teams. And so to be able to have some free help would be super valuable. Like, I'm not just saying that because I'm pulling ideas out of my hat. Like, I really do think that that's a valid option.
College deal, right? The way I approached college was to do as many classes as I could reasonably each semester, including summer semesters, and get out as soon as possible so I could quickly get a job. That was my plan. It turns out that was the worst plan that I could have done. Now, granted, I could have, just done something else and really messed my life up, but I thought I was playing by the rules. I thought I was following all the rules and I was going to secure what I needed to. I was going to secure a job or some type of job experience, an internship, anything.
Changing.
But now it just feels like the goalpost has been moved.
It has. I'm sorry.
There's not a whole lot that I can do about it. Really, I don't know if there's anything I can do about it. So
it's not too late, bud.
I sit here feeling like an absolutely useless human,
No, don't do that.
scrolling through jobs, trying to find something, scrolling through CS content, trying to figure out projects I could work on or research or something like that.
Good.
But every day I sit here and do the same thing, and
Don't sit there, buddy. Get out there, get out and meet people, talk to people, understand what their problems are, what their needs are, how your unique skill set can help them. People will love you for it and they will open up opportunities for you.
maybe I expect a different result, maybe I don't. But Voss from Far Cry 2, Far Cry 3, I don't remember which one it was. You know, the classic definition of insanity, you know? If you keep doing the same exact fucking thing, expecting a different result, you are insane. Maybe I am. Who knows, man?
Or maybe
The
you're
amount
young and trying to
of
figure things out. Give
just
yourself a break.
job searching and looking through each individual job and seeing that all of the, like, most entry level jobs that are listed as entry level, they're requiring 2+, 3+, or 5+ years of experience.
I know, it's ridiculous.
And
I hate it.
I'm sitting there like, how in the fuck does this work, right? Now, I don't know how correct this is, but this is just something that I've been told. A lot of these companies are eliminating new grad and intern hires just to give a senior level dev, you know, an AI agent, and they believe that that will be a better and effective way to get their products out onto the market.
There's some truth to that. And I think it's stupid, to be honest. I think that you're always going to need people. And I think that, sure, you can automate some stuff away, but I think that having people is always, I mean, like, if you're not training up the next generation for things, then I think that we're doing our society a disservice. But also, I think that there will be new and different jobs that we need to be able to hone our people skills for. The ability to influence and collaborate and navigate complex human systems is going to be the most important thing. I keep saying that over and over, and I still believe it. And if you can have that technical background with those people skills, you're going to be way ahead.
Or whatever they do to accomplish whatever goal they have for using a developer to make some type of code, you know? And I sit here and it's really, like, hard just to be like, damn, like, none of these companies want me. Why would they? You know? I have nothing. I have nothing. Nothing to my name except for the projects that I did in school and the thing saying that I graduated and did 4 years of school for this computer science thing. That's all I have to my name. How many other thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions of applicants are in the exact same boat as me? Probably a lot,
It's
you
a
know?
lot.
But I don't know. Like, I just feel like I was too late. You know, I think now every day.
Wait a second. I don't think you're too late. I think that the game is different now, and you're just going to have a really big opportunity to do something big, but you have to think of it in a different way. It's just different now. But I think that the opportunity is really great.
Man, I should have just stayed another year at school just to try to get an internship. But that wasn't my goal. I wanted to get out as fast as possible. But
Normal.
I guess that I just had the wrong goals. Now, was there a way that I could have known? Maybe. I don't know. I thought that I was doing good compared to, you know, not compared to, but like, I just thought I was doing good because I was getting out in even 4 years. I thought that if I needed to do an extra year, that would be bad. And I'm pretty sure my parents would think the exact same thing, that I'm, you know, doing an extra year there because I'm doing bad at school. But I guess that would have probably benefited me much more. You know, just still being in that environment where everybody's hungry to get some sort of job, and I'm around people that do the same thing that I do. When I'm back home here, nobody else around me is dealing with the same problems that I am because nobody around me is a computer science major. I knew I had several like computer science friends when I was going to school, you know, and that's all we would talk about, you know, just because we all thought the subject was interesting and we loved grinding and on projects for, you know, all night long, you know, just to get that final last piece of the puzzle in. I loved it. It gave me so much purpose. But now I'm sitting here.
Find that again. Find it. So we talk about having 4 different quadrants of people in our network to nurture those relationships with, right? You've got your people to guide, your people to align with, your people to partner with, and your people to network with. And the guide group is the people that are behind you, that are coming up and that you're giving them guidance, right? The people to align with are the people that are your stakeholders and those people that have a vested interest in the outcome of your work, right? Those are like your leaders and mentor types. And then there's your network, who's like everybody else that you seek to create a cultural context with. And then there's your partners. And those are the people that exactly what he's talking about, his peers that he's just having a fun time grinding with and doing amazing work. And he spent all of his time on those relationships, which is what we do. It's pretty normal. But when we neglect those other quadrants, that's when we find some problems. So try to find that excitement within those other quadrants, not just the partner group, if you know what I mean.
Trying to find, you know, other projects to work on to see if I could get noticed. But on the other hand, I'm like, why? Am I just going to do all this stuff for nothing? Is there still a point to doing all this? And I'm sure if any developer in the industry sees this, they'll be like, yes, 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 go do it. You already made it. You already made it. Like the future is, I don't know what the future is looking like for computer science, let alone myself in computer science. I'm still going to try, you know, because I don't think I have another fucking choice, really. So I'm just going to sit here and, you know, try to find some sort of internship or any type of experience that I can, you know, I guess put on my resume so I could get my foot in the door. Because that's notoriously the hardest part among computer science majors, is getting your foot in the door. That's the most, I feel like, the most difficult and most important part. Once you get that experience, people see that you have been verified and you're a verified good worker, that you have worked for so-and-so company, and they'll want to hire you. Nobody's going to want to hire me if I haven't worked anywhere before. And that means, because I lacked internships, because I chose to do school, you know, as fast as I could, because I thought that was the right thing to do. I thought that was going to be the thing that was going to get me the job, you know. Like, I don't know about if the fastest is the right word, but
just go create your own internship,
you know, I guess the best way for me to get a job getting out of school. I mean, I don't know. I just feel like the game is just a little bit cooked right now. And, you know, I'm sure this probably has a lot to do with, you know, the stock market and how, not the stock market, the job market, and how, you know, it's crazy unemployment rates for new grads right now. It's just not really good for a lot of people in my position, not even CS, like CS related, just new grads in general. Nobody wants to, like, I don't know. I guess, really, you could boil this whole video down into the phrase, I don't know. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I don't know what I'm supposed to do next. I don't know how I'm going to get a job. But I don't have any other choice but to keep doing it.
I'm so mad at his university right now. I don't know where he went, but I'm mad at him.
I need money. I got to eat. And there's no other way around that. I got to get some money. I got to get a job. Because otherwise, you know, the last 4 years of my life would have been gone to nothing. And I don't know if I like that phrasing, you know, it was for nothing.
It's not for nothing.
Because I did enjoy it. I enjoyed it. I made a lot of, you know, lifelong friends. I had a lot of good memories, and I grew as a person, definitely. But I went to college so that I could get a job in what I was studying, just like everybody else does.
Don't even get me started on college placement numbers for whenever they do graduate and they find jobs after graduation. The way that they collect those numbers is suspect, number one. And number two, the price of tuition versus what they will make when they graduate. Like, okay.
Because I feel like a lot of people, to most people, that's just the certified plan that you do in order to get a job. That's just what you do. You go to school, you go to high school, you get out of high school, you go to college, you graduate college, and you get yourself a job. Now, in the old days where, whatever, industry you're in, you could just get out of college and boom, you got a job. It don't work like that no more. And especially for what I'm doing, I like I said, I didn't exactly expect me to get out and instantly find a job. I knew I was going to have to work for it, but I don't know what I'm working for anymore. Am I working for nothing? No. Are there just going to be less and less jobs as the months go on? Like, I don't exactly know.
I don't exactly know what it's going to look like either, but I do think that colleges need to be teaching more entrepreneurial things and also help kids to think outside of the box more and get more creative because things are changing.
Know what the next steps are.
But like give them hope, like help them to realize that they do have power to change their future. They just need certain skills that are not really taught in most schools.
Entirely uncertain about the future, and I just don't know what I'm doing it all for anymore, I guess. Because when I was in school, I was studying to get good grades, and I was in school to get a job. Now I'm not in school anymore. Like, a big part of my identity as a person is gone. So I need to, keep, studying on my own and doing, what I can to, I guess, try to find a job or something. But I don't know. I just feel like I'm in a pretty unique position because everybody else I know that is in CS is either like graduated and is doing good for themselves and was always a better developer than I was, or they're still in school. They didn't make the same mistake that I did, and they've gotten themselves some internships and are, really doing what they can. I don't know. I just wanted to, I guess, record this and just talk about what has been happening in my life recently, I guess, because, this is the main focus of my life and this is what I do. So, I don't know. It just is, it feels like hell, like constant toiling and mental torture just to have it all happen again, just to have nothing happen, like working, trying to find jobs, working on programming and whatever, just for me to go on the job search and see that every single fucking job requires 3+, 5+ years of experience for an entry-level role, and it just makes me feel like an entirely useless human being. And like, I severely lack purpose because
that's not true,
it feels like I'm doing nothing, I guess.
I think that he's got a great advantage of being able to live with his parents right now. So since he's in that position, like, just get something on your resume, like go work for some non-technical company doing IT or something like that. That's foot in the door that you can build on, and just think about getting something on that resume.
This is the point of this whole thing.
Oh, as well as the entrepreneurial things, like try everything.
I don't know if I'm going to upload this. I don't think anybody's going to watch it even, if that happens. Uh, so
I think it got
I just
a
kind of
lot of
felt like
views.
sitting here and talking some shit a little bit, I guess, because this shit fucking sucks, man.
It does suck.
This shit fucking sucks. And I'm sure there's 1,000 things that I could be doing better to get a fucking job in CS or whatever, but I don't fucking know those things, man. Okay? Nobody in my family does this shit. I'm the first one that has ever fucking done any.
So I'm not trying to be Pollyanna and be like, it's okay, go work for a startup, go get a whatever job. I recognize that it absolutely sucks, but I like to focus on what you can do and not on what you can't do, not on the limitations. So forward momentum, that's all that matters to me, is like, how can we keep moving forward? What is in my control that I can move the needle with? And that's kind of where my Pollyanna attitude comes from. But I want to validate that, yes, it does suck and it is hard, but what can we do? Let's move. Let's get going.
Thing tech related in my family. I don't have connections to the market like that. My family doesn't have connections to the market. So it's really just me out here. You know what I mean?
My family didn't have any connections, and that's kind of why I am the way that I am. I'm like, okay, well, what do I got to do? Let's do this. Let's meet some people. Let's figure it out.
And maybe one of my friends can, put in a good word for me at a job that they're working at, and I can get something. Maybe that's really the only way that I can see myself getting a job in the near future. And
don't discount that. That's very valuable.
But I don't know. I mean, everything I do now just feels
how a
fucking
lot
useless,
of people get jobs is through friends.
I don't, I'm trying to, do things that I find fun. I'm trying to stream more. I want to make YouTube videos, but at the end of the day, I just sit here and look for jobs, I guess. And that just really just ruins every bit of that day, every time I do. Because all these computer science creators that are on Instagram, saying, these are the top 5 ways you can get a job, and it's like expected to apply to like 500, 1,000 jobs. And
that's stupid.
Maybe you'll get one.
It's meeting people.
And
that's the
these
secret.
are the developers that have experience, have internships, have good projects. And all that shit just makes me do is just think, damn, I might be a useless human.
No.
Because I don't have any of this shit. And I was
just go talk to people. You're good at talking.
But I try not to beat myself up over it too hard because I didn't know.
You didn't know.
I guess it's a skill issue. I don't fucking care.
It's a university
issue, I
think.
Because I liked it. I studied this shit because I liked it and I thought it was interesting. That's why I did it. I didn't do this shit for like the guaranteed money. Guaranteed, quote unquote. Everybody was
that passion's going to show through when you start talking to people.
Now everybody's fucking doing it, and now nobody has a fucking job. It's a damn shame, man. But I don't know. Maybe I will upload this. Like I said, I don't think anybody's gonna sit here and watch, this at all. Really.
People empathize.
But if there is somebody in my similar position, I wish you the best of luck. I hope that you win. I hope you get that yes from a company. I hope you're doing good side projects. And yeah, I guess that's it. Hopefully I can find myself one of them internships or one of them jobs in the next few months or so, because it feels impossible for me. Like, this feels like a Herculean task just to get a job in the field that I studied. And I don't think it should be this hard, Like, I don't know, bro. I've been rambling for 24 minutes and 25 seconds. So, yeah. Maybe I'll upload this. Maybe I'll delete it later. Maybe I won't upload it at all. I don't know. But maybe I should just start doing YouTube videos and, seeing if I can do the job that I dreamed about for years and years and years, maybe because I can't even get a fucking real job. Shit.
Well, that's another idea is he didn't ask me for advice, but showcase. I mean, he's got this platform. He can showcase what he's good at. Like do tutorials and stuff. Like you think nobody's going to watch it, but like this is something that I did whenever I was getting into technology. I didn't know anything. So I had my advantage was that I didn't know anything about technology. And so I could do these tutorials and teach people what I was learning at the time from my lens. So like other tutorials are from lenses of people that have years and years of experience. But my lens was like, I don't know what people know and what they don't know. And so I would tell the very most basic approach to how to do something. And people loved it because it was simple and I didn't assume that they knew anything and they could actually follow my tutorials. So somebody who's junior like he is creating tutorial videos on YouTube is a great idea. I know he's probably talking about doing like, I don't know what content he does. This is the first time I've ever seen him, but yeah, I think that the tutorial thing is a pretty cool idea.
You know what? Maybe I will start doing this shit more. Because it doesn't feel like I have a whole lot of other options. But yeah, that's gonna be it. You know,
show us the projects you're working on.
Edit this shit. I'm just gonna send this straight to YouTube if I upload it. Yeah. Hopefully we all can win, CS people and new grad CS people, because I mean, shit. Out of everything,
it's really smart of him to upload this because he is not alone, I promise you. And I know that a lot of people are empathizing with this, so I'm glad that he's doing this.
Else that my generation is getting fucked by, I did not need the job market to completely hunt down my major and all my chances of getting a entry level or internship type job. But I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. So I'm just sitting here saying how I feel, I guess. But yeah, that's going to be it. Hopefully all of us CS people are able to get us a job. I hope that the job market, comes back. Everybody's saying it does and it is, but I don't really have much faith in a whole lot of this shit anymore. So yeah. I wish everybody the best, and I hope and pray that all of us can finally make a little money for once. But yeah, thank you to anybody who actually watched this shit, and I'll see you next time.
Y'all, I really resonate with that because not only because of the work that we're doing, but because I have 2 kids in college right now, and it's hard out there. But I think that this was a really great step in the right direction. He's recognizing the problem. He's talking about it. He's creating this big network effect with this video. So he's getting people to talk about it. I hope now that he uses the connections that he makes through this video to use that as a springboard to do something else now. And I talked about a bunch of different ideas through the video. I think that this generation has a great opportunity and I'm really excited about it. But I do validate that it's extremely scary and not fun at times, but I'm here for you. Let me know how I can help. Like and subscribe to my channel because this is what I'm talking about. I'm talking about getting you prepared for the job market for the college students. And I'm also talking about once you're in a job, how do you nurture those relationships that are important for you so that you can keep your job and not get laid off? If you're still in school, now's a great time for you to be making those connections and trying to find that internship and everything else. So networking is so key and it's going to be the most valuable asset that you have. And the other thing is networking is not gross. I promise you. It's got a bad rap because people use it in a gross way. You don't have to do that. You can do it with authenticity. You can do it with a mutual beneficial relationship in mind. You can do it with a give first attitude and it'll work out for you. I promise. It's just that it does have some negative connotations and I do admit that. So anyway, okay, I'll stop rambling. I hope that was helpful. I don't know his name. Henny117? I'm such a mom on YouTube, y'all. Anyway, thank you for sharing that video. It was so good and it was so authentic and so full of heart. And I hope you're rewarded for it because I promise you thousands of kids are having that conversation in their kitchens with their mom and dad and other parents, and they are in the same boat. So you're not alone. Okay, that's all I got. Like and subscribe, follow, all that stuff. But also, I just want to be helpful. So just literally, my email is on my website. So if you want to talk to me, just email me. All right.